Imagine if Tony Stark never stopped evolving. Every battle, every loss, every cosmic threat became fuel for him to create armors that defy logic, science, and even magic. Today, you're going to check out the 9 most epic and outrageous Iron Man suits. The kind built to take on gods, celestials, and even forces beyond our imagination. Now I want to know, which one of these suits would you use in a final battle against Thanos? Drop a comment and I'll be keeping an eye on it. Uru Armor. Now, imagine Iron Man wearing something that goes beyond science, something even worthy of the Norse gods. That's exactly what the Uru Armor represents. Also known as the Destroyer Armor, this version was created as an enchanted variant of the Bleeding Edge suit. But instead of just advanced nanotechnology, Tony Stark went even further. He fused the armor with Uru, the mystical metal used to create Thor's Mjolnir. But it doesn't stop there. This armor was also imbued with Asgardian magic, something Stark himself could never have replicated on his own. This turned the suit into one of the greatest masterpieces ever seen in the Marvel Universe, a hybrid of futuristic science and magic from the 9 realms. The result? An Iron Man who didn't just rival gods, but who held a power capable of changing the course of any cosmic battle. It's the peak of Tony's motto: if there's a limit, I'm gonna break it. ENDO-SYM armor. If the Uru armor was the fusion of technology and magic, the ENDO-SYM armor was Tony Stark saying, you know what? I'm gonna mess with biology too. Introduced in Superior Iron Man No. 1, 2015, this suit is inspired by symbiotes like Venom and made of liquid metal controlled by Tony's thoughts. So no voice commands, no gestures, nothing. He just thinks, and the suit responds instantly, like it's an extension of his own body. The craziest part? Unlike regular armors, the ENDO-SYM can move on its own. It's like it has a life of its own, sticking to enemies or shaping into different attack forms. And yeah, it can also repair itself almost instantly if it gets damaged. This takes Tony's combat game to a whole new level because in a way, he becomes a tech symbiote, but without the weaknesses that Venom has. It's with this armor that Iron Man showed he wasn't afraid to mix science with almost alien ideas. And the result was one of the fastest, most brutal, and efficient suits ever created. THORBUSTER. If there's one thing that defines Tony Stark, it's always being prepared. And proof of that is the THORBUSTER, a suit built specifically to take on none other than the God of Thunder. This creation came about when Tony got an enchanted crystal from Asgard, a source of insanely powerful mystical energy. And instead of just storing it or studying it calmly, he did what he does best. Built an entire suit around the artifact. The suit was designed to channel mystical energy, meaning, for the first time, Iron Man had a real tool to rival Thor, both in raw strength and energy attacks. What's most striking is what this armor represents. Tony's paranoia. He's always believed any ally could turn into a threat. So just like with the Hulkbuster, he had a containment plan for the God of Thunder. And when the two finally clashed, the result was spine-chilling. The fight was destructive, and the THORBUSTER proved to be one of Tony Stark's boldest moves, challenging the very Avenger who's considered a living god. GODKILLER armor. If the THORBUSTER seemed over the top, the GODKILLER armor is just beyond human comprehension. This colossal suit isn't just armor, it's basically a divine weapon created to take on gods and celestials. The GODKILLER is massive, about the size of entire spaceships. It was built by the Celestials themselves as a trump card in their cosmic wars. In other words, we're talking about technology that's way beyond anything Earth has ever seen. In the comics, Tony found out that his parents saved him from dying as a kid. In exchange, they allowed him to be genetically modified by an alien robot called 4her51. This pact ended up directly tying Tony's fate to the GODKILLER, meaning he would be able to pilot the armor. What's most impressive is that, despite the connection, he was never able to fully control the suit, as it rejected him. And it makes sense. The GODKILLER is gigantic, with proportions equal to a full spaceship, and was made to face gods on equal terms. We're not talking about a suit for a man, but a divine weapon made for cosmic wars. And if you're enjoying this trip through Tony Stark's most epic suits, make sure to drop a powerful like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. That way you help boost our nerd community and make sure YouTube keeps recommending this content to you. Now, let's move on to the next suit, because things are about to get even crazier. GODBUSTER Armor. If the GODKILLER seemed crazy, the GODBUSTER Armor is basically the definition of breaking the rules of reality. This suit was created inside a virtual reality simulation, but Tony took the idea so far that it ended up materializing in the real world. The craziest part is that this armor doesn't just have strength or durability, it has almost unlimited powers, capable of reshaping reality and taking out any enemy in seconds. It's literally the greatest weapon ever built by Iron Man. With the GODBUSTER, Stark wasn't just defending himself or trying to level the playing field with gods and celestials. He created something that puts Iron Man himself on a divine level, an armor that could rival pretty much any cosmic entity. This suit represents Tony at his peak of genius and paranoia. If there's an impossible threat, he'll come up with an even more impossible solution. And the GODBUSTER is exactly that, Iron Man in hacking reality mode. Project Arc Celestial Hulkbuster. If the Hulkbuster was already monstrous, imagine a version created to take on the Incredible Hulk, now powered up with cosmic abilities. That's the Project Arc, also known as the Celestial Hulkbuster. Project Arc showed up during one of the darkest moments in Marvel, the invasion of Earth by Null, the god of symbiotes. To face this level of threat, Tony Stark developed this colossal suit. But the story doesn't end there. In a later fight, when Hulk unleashes his uncontrollable fury, Tony realizes he needs something even stronger. That's when he combined the Project Arc tech with the remains of a fallen Celestial, creating an even more brutal and durable version of the armor. This upgrade turned the suit into a true legend, which is why it became known as the Celestial Hulkbuster. More than just a containment suit, this fusion represents Stark's limitless creativity, using even the remains of cosmic entities to enhance his tech and take on any enemy, whether they're symbiotic, divine, or just the Hulk at his most devastating. ZIRAN Armor. The ZIRAN Armor is one of the weirdest and most powerful creations connected to Iron Man, but the catch is that it comes from an alternate Marvel universe. In a what-if, Tony Stark and Bruce Banner are part of the Fantastic Four. In this alternate reality, they combine their genius minds to create something unprecedented, the ZIRAN Armor, a suit forged from the power of the Celestials and the energy of the Negative Zone itself. The goal was clear: take on Thanos wielding all the Infinity Stones. The idea was that the combination of Stark's science and Banner's knowledge would result in a final weapon against the Mad Titan. But even with all that concentrated power, the plan didn't go as expected. In the showdown, Thanos ended up coming out on top, proving that even with an armor capable of channeling cosmic and extra-dimensional forces, sometimes human genius isn't enough to stop the inevitable. The ZIRAN Armor is the perfect example of what-if stories. Maximum boldness, unimaginable power, but not always a happy ending. Anti-Celestial Armor. Among all of Tony Stark's creations, few come close to the grandeur of the Anti-Celestial Armor. Unlike any other suit, it wasn't designed to face regular villains or even other heroes, but specifically to combat the Celestials themselves. The most interesting part is that this colossal suit wasn't kept in a secret base on Earth. It was actually stored in orbit around Mars, ready to be used in case of emergency. That moment came when the Dark Celestials invaded Earth. Faced with this threat, Tony Stark activated the Anti-Celestial Armor and went into direct battle against beings of divine proportions. Even with all its power, he could only hold his ground for a limited time. But that was enough to give the Avengers a fighting chance against the impending apocalypse. The Anti-Celestial Armor is a clear reminder of Stark's mindset, always prepared, even if the enemy is a cosmic god. It doesn't just represent strength, but the unwavering determination to face the impossible, even if it's only for a few minutes. Cosmic Armor. If all the previous armors seemed crazy, the Cosmic Armor is Tony Stark finally pushing every limit possible. This suit is one of Iron Man's greatest achievements, when he gained cosmic powers during his battle with Korvac. With it, Iron Man doesn't just get near unlimited strength and durability, he also gains a level of cosmic control that puts him on par with universal entities. It's like Stark's human genius, merged with the very energy of the cosmos. The look is jaw-dropping, radiating pure energy, like he's a living star dressed in armor. At this point, Tony is no longer just a hero with advanced tech. he becomes something beyond that, a cosmic force capable of deciding the fate of entire galaxies. The cosmic armor is the ultimate symbol of Iron Man's evolution, the suit that turns the phrase genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist into something small compared to what he truly became, a true cosmic titan. These were Iron Man's most epic armors, proving that Tony Stark's genius knows no limits. Now, if you like this list, don't leave the video yet. Click here and check out the 10 most powerful heralds of Galactus, because if the armors were insane, just wait till you see the level of the Devourer of Worlds heralds.